right, all right. Yo, Star Enlightenment in with you. Hopefully everybody check in. We're gonna have a real good, simple live today. A little live video about where are spirits born, or AKA the birth of spirits. Um, and the first thing I want to let you know, and I want to say is always such thing as above, so below. So the same way down here, you have mothers that carry a womb that birth out um, individuals or babies, other human life forms, so they can grow up and live out this existence just like them. That's going on in the spirit realm as well. Now, in the spirit realm, you have to understand this: a spirit, you were the spirit. You were not the body. You were not none of that, right? None of these things. You're not the mind or none of that. You were the spirit. The spirit takes different minds. This is why you can have different type of, you know what I'm saying? Personally, people can have different types of mindsets. Like one day you could be feeling this way and thinking this way. The other day you can change the way you think and feel too. You see what I'm saying? So that's letting you know that you are the spirit. The spirit is something that's controlling these things, these vessels. All these are bodies. That's why they call them mental bodies, mind bodies, and they call them, you got your physical body. You see what I'm saying? Saying about the spirit, which is a soul, is just an individual spirit. But we're gonna get into that. But the one thing about you have to about your spirit or a spirit, because remember, isn't you don't have a spirit, you are the spirit. You have to understand this. The spirit by default is androgynous. The spirit is not necessarily neither masculine or female. Now, the spirit can take and resonate more so with feminine bodies, or resonate more so with masculine bodies. But the spirit itself is just androgynous. It has both energies. And us being on this lower level of nature, in this lower dimension, we are so separate from the all. We're so separate from unity and balance. So it plays out as us. It plays out as us only taking basically one vessel. Like, oh, he's a man, he's a woman. And the thing about it is, we all still have testosterone and estrogen in us, and that's nothing more but feminine and masculine energy. And but remember, feminine energy is not conducive to just females and girls and women. Feminine energy. Do you have men who have more feminine energy than certain women? You got more women. You got some women that have more masculine energy than a lot of men. You see what I'm saying? So the energies of these things are not what's that word? Did I say the right word? They're not selective to only uh gender. You see what I'm saying? Now getting into it, we talk about the birth of spirits. You have to understand that first of all, a soul is an individual spirit, aka there's an overall spirit that you have. All right. Hopefully we're back. Hopefully it's working it back on. I'm gonna keep trying to get it. I'm gonna keep trying to get it out. If it turns off, just know um it cut off, and I'll do a part two to this. But basically, when you realize the spirit, right? The means multiple. Soul means one, aka solo. That's why you got solo. A soul is still a spirit, but it's an individual spirit. And then you have a overall spirit that everybody has, in the sense of, you know what I'm saying? And this is the breakdown of when you talk about spirit families, soul groups, and the AKA people that really resonate with you, because y'all are similar in kind, in the sense of y'all are birthing y'all are soul family. You know what I'm saying? You may be in a situation where your spirit different than mine. We may have spirits that actually oppose each other and are very different, and we think nothing of it. And so it may play out down here, get into um uh what were either debative energies, not seeing each disagreements. It can lead to fights. It could be friction in some type of a friction relationship, other than harmonious, as if it was someone from your own spirit group or your own soul group. See what I'm saying? And a lot of times, um, viewing these individuals, your true soul group, are people who are spirit family with you, are spread out a lot of times, aka um, all of us so lost sometimes when we die and we be in the astral realm. A lot of people, they're not into spirituality, they're not into their own space at all in general. So they often manifest being in families that aren't for them. Like they're not wanted in their family. They get born into the wrong locations in the sense of being around others that don't fully resonate with them and not really into what they're into. Because, see, spirit deals with frequency, and frequency is attached to thought. So if you in the same spirit group with somebody, y'all probably think similar. Um, and y'all also may feel similar about a lot of different ways too. But you have to understand that, and spirits are born from different spaces. So you might have an overall spirit. Remember, I told you spirit is multiple. That's overall. So I might have an overall spirit that's born in a certain placement, a certain area, or a location of the universe, right? And you may be in a situation where it's born in another part of the place of the universe. Now, depending on how, depending on how similar, or depending on how we angle each other, it could be either harmonious, you know, some spirits are more harmonious with other spirits, and some spirits are more with other spirits, aka they don't get along because they have different thoughts. There's no right and wrong to anything. You just have to understand yourself, and this is why it's so important to understand yourself and be in your true space, and build more energy of clairvoyance in your life, because clairvoyance in the meditative energy itself puts you in your natural space of spirit. This is why it's important for everybody to do that. But yeah, spirits are overall, like I said, spirit means multiple. We all have an overall spirit, and my overall spirit will be different from yours. Another person's overall spirit is going to be different from yours. But then you have soul, which we are all individual souls, which is nothing but an individual spirit. So soul is a spirit, but an individual spirit is a smaller version of spirit. You see what I'm saying? And we're all, our souls, we're all on the path and on the mission to build and constantly ascend, which really is not even going up. It's about just expanding. So we all are expanding our vessels, our souls, aka just living out life existences. The more lives you live through, the more worlds you experience and travel through and live those lives, not those vessels, in those different realms and stuff like that. Oh, okay. In those different realms like that, and the more you live it out in different worlds and stuff, you build more size to your soul, so your soul gets bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point that you'll be in higher dimensions. So you rise to the dimension above this one, then you rise to the dimension above that one, and then it just be in a situation where you're trying to expand so big that you can go back to the birth of your spirit. So go back to where you was birthed from as a spirit, but an actual bigger vessel that it be its own source there. See what I'm saying? And that's what people are considering heaven. When they talk about the third heaven, aka the first heaven, one, two, and third dimension, second heaven, fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, and the third heaven, seventh, eighth, and ninth dimension. So I'm saying we all trying to get back to the what you would consider the third heaven, which really we all was birthed there first from spirit. That's why I'm talking about the birth of spirit. You see what I'm saying? So and like I said again, some spirits some spirits are born, and nothing is right or wrong. Some spirits are born from more of a sexual organ-like space. So where their spirit was born, because it's always a body bigger than another body. The same way you got your private parts, you got your leg, you got your feet. Um, there's different blood cells and different beings that live within you. And they may not be from the exact same spirit. This is how you can have a body. This is how you can have health issues. Obviously, something ain't resonate with you. These things have their own, kind of like you could say, a mind of their own in a sense. Even though you still control them, but they're being controlled by other oversouls and energies and spirits too. So it go deep. I ain't get to the essence of the video, but it's just the concept of understanding. There's always life within life. Your sexual organ is a certain from a certain spirit or a certain oversoul. You got your you are only the sun, moon, and ascendant, aka the sun is your action, so you control your actions, right? The moon is your emotions. This is just like I said, your soul is a spirit, but it's an individual spirit. So you are your soul, you are your spirit. So that deals with the moon, that deals with your emotions, and then the ascendant is just your overall spirit in general. So you are the spirit in your actions, but this physical body is not you. This is not really you. You see what I'm saying? That's my whole point that I'm making. This is physically not you. So your body, your cells, your organs, they consist of different types of spirits that's in them, that's being controlled by different oversouls and stuff like that and spirits. But the thing about it is, that I understand is that works on a higher level too. So and even in the spirit realm, the spirit that you was birthed from when you got birthed as a soul, that the spirit that you from um is maybe a part of a whole bigger being. You see what I'm saying? A whole bigger supercluster, a whole bigger being that's bigger than it, that it may be a part of. It may be a part of one of the organs. You see what I'm saying? And this is where you get the birth of some people that are very sexual. They may be birthed from spirits that was born from a more sexual space. You gotta look at it like this. This is why I tell you, if you wanna know if you're a star seed or not, and if you're from here, look on look at your moon sign the exact degree, and go on constellation. It's either constellation upwards.com or constellation onwards.com. Either way, you tap it in, it should pop up, and then you'll get a chance to see if that lands on a fixed star. And if it lands on a fixed star, which all those are fixed stars, so if it lands on the fixed stars and that number is matched with a fixed star, that lets you know you're not from here. You're from another star system. You're from that star system spiritually. You see what I'm saying? And you that usually is a part of a certain constellation. Like my spirit is quote unquote from the Sagittarius constellation. So that's from like the exact opposite of this location. So I think I don't want to say exactly, but I want to say this exact Earth, this exact space, this solar system right here is from particular. It's from a particular um area of the draconic being that we live in. And I can't think. I don't want to be specific, but I want to say this is more like in the closer to the gut, closer to like the gut area, one of the lower chakras. I want to say, whereas the Sagittarius constellation is like on the opposite side. It's one of the higher chakras of the being. So the things that I resonate with is like knowledge, seeking enlightenment, seeking knowledge, spiritual things. But you might have another person who's born from another constellation or born from another space. Is born from a spirit who was born, who is naturally from the more maybe the sexual organ in general. I'm talking about the sexual organs of the whole being. Everything is beings. The galaxy is a bigger being than the solar system. The solar system is just a bigger being. You know what I'm saying? Everything is bigger beings. Um, so life within life, like I mentioned, the cells within us. So since they may be born closer to us, the sexual organ space of the universal being that we live in, then a lot of times they're more sexual in nature. So they're not bad people. They're naturally more sexual beings, and they're here to learn their sexuality, build their sexuality, and be able to control their sexuality. I'll say that again. They're here to learn their sexuality, build their sexuality, and be able to control their sexuality, aka transmute it or whatever that filter is for them. Build, learn, and control their sexuality because that's the spirit that they're from. That's the path that they're on right now. And it'll take many shapes and forms in different lifetimes, but where they're birthed from. So that's what their energy resonate with, and they can't help but be themselves, and they're here to be themselves. So it's not about right or wrong. Everything is being done in moderation. Even though I may be from a higher chakra, I may be from one of the mind, crown chakra of one of the universal beings, but at the same time, in other words, so I'm still here to learn knowledge and higher things, and spirituality, philosophy, and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm still here to learn my sexualities too. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say you don't wanna. It's not something that you wanna compartmentalize. You're not meant here to compartmentalize all these energies. The same way how it boils down to your chakras. You're still here to grow them all. You're not here to compartmentalize any energy signatures or chakras. You're here to learn them, build them, and have balance with them. So it's not about you can't have sexual intercourse and you can't dive into your sexual energies. No, you dive into these things. Just have some type of moderation or balance. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to underdo anything. You don't want to overdo anything. You don't want to overdo anything because that's what you will point to as this is what they point to as sin, which is still no right or wrong in things, but you're just gonna end up getting the opposite end of that you could have avoided had you just had balance because you see what I'm saying? Whenever you being too low in a certain area, you have no choice but to experience extreme high in that area. Whenever you too extreme high in that area and you remain there and you get lost into that, you're gonna be back down. Now, if you're in an extreme high area, but you deal with that, but you know how to come down and you know how to have balance with it. Okay, I'm having an extreme amount of money, but I'm not taking advantage of it. I'm staying high, I'm using it, but I know how to come down and also have things be balanced and not overdo it and get lost into my desires. Then that's when you be alright. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to be on the extreme side of the spectrum. And we're here to go up and down because we just experience. You're gonna experience loss. Losses make you tougher. Losses grow you. You're gonna experience positive things too. You're gonna be in a situation where you always have to experience these harsh, low. Hold on one second. Oh, I think I'm back on. You don't want to be in a situation where you always experience these harsh lows all the time in your life. But getting back to the whole spirit thing, it's just like, yeah. So you gotta understand, it's not no right or wrong with what people do. It's how they do it, and everything is about balance. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. The phone running low anyway, but hope y'all understand that. Um, hit me up in the comments, in the chat. Anything you want me to go over, anything you want to learn about, that you want me to make a video about, or make a live about, that you want me to answer in general. And hope y'all really enjoyed this live and understanding what I'm talking about when it comes to the spirits, the birth of spirits. Remember, you were birthed from an overall spirit, and that's what makes a soul. Because a soul is a spirit, but a soul is an individual spirit that gets birthed from overall spirit. So think of a big old ball, right? Like a huge ball. Think of that as I'm just for because I'm not gonna write it down and show you. Think of a huge ball and think about it as spirit. Now, when you get birth as a spirit, think of like a tiny germ size, something coming from that ball, something the size of a germ. That would be the soul. So that's a spirit too, but it's an individual one. The overall spirit that you birth from, that's filled with many different spirits, many different souls, and You was one of them that got birthed from it. You see what I'm saying? The same way how when your mother birthed you, when your mother birth, I'm gonna say this in my last. This is my last. When your mother birthed you, she has many different blood cells in you. I mean, in her, many different blood cells in her, many different sperm cells in her, many different white blood cells, brown blood cells in her. But guess what? You got birth from her, and she has the ability to make more if she's fertile. You know what I'm saying? She has the ability to make as many as she can while she can, when she's at the age that she can. No limit to it unless she has fertility issues. But as long as the man that she's with is fertile, she can have many kids as possible. So that's letting you know it's not like when you have to understand a sperm cell is formed from a blood cell. It's not like these are just things on their own. This is how you think sperm cells get created. You think they just get created out of thin air? See, you gotta think. If they say, "Oh, this man can boost his sperm, boost his fertility," you think sperm just existing out of nowhere? They in the gonads, they just appearing out of thin air? No, it's a cycle. But sperm cells get created and birthed from blood cells. See what I'm saying? And this is why I say you live in your parents before you even get birth, because if you were a sperm cell to even get cut out to be birth, that means you had to be a blood cell first. And since these are living beings, they're living inside you right now. They got just like ants do colonizations and systems and civilizations, the same way your blood cells do. So you was one of those blood cells at one time. You just reached the egg and got birthed out. And you reach the egg by what? Being constantly aware enough, or aka having your soul expand big enough to take a human vessel. So all the beings that live inside a human, for the most part, resonate with human energy. The animal, the cells that live inside of the animals, they resonate with the animal energy. So they're on their path to get birthed out by an animal. You see what I'm saying? If that's in this life path, the most. But it gets deep, like I said, um, and some stuff for another video. But yeah, you gotta understand that. So it do get deep. Life do get deep when you look at how the things are made up. We are blood cells that live within Gaia, or AKA this Earth. Um, this whole Earth. This is something that we're actually in. The Earth is not really something that we're outside of. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, Earth is not something that we on. It's something that we in. You gotta understand that. You're not on Earth. You're in Earth. You see what I'm saying? And this is why when you look out towards space, it looks foggy. You really can't see stuff like it. And a lot of the stars are satellites. But you gotta understand, when you do, even at night, you can only see so much. You know what I'm saying? And it be some nights where you don't be no clouds or nothing, and you still can't see the stars. So you gotta understand, like you were in something. You see what I'm saying? You were in something. It's not something that you're on. The same way the cells that are within you, but they're so on a lower dimensional level, they can see right through you because you're on a higher dimension. You're a higher being in your cell. You're much broader than it. So believe it or not, its perception is much different. It's not. It can't look up to you like, oh, wow, I'm in Brian's body. Oh, I'm in Jake's body. No, it's not like that. They don't not even aware. They're not even aware of you as a being. They don't even know you exist as a being. They just know. They may know that, oh, we live in something, but they don't know you. They're not seeing your face. They're not seeing your body. They look out right through you. They can look out right through your skin. The same way how with Earth, you look right up above Earth. Like I said, Earth is a body that we live in. But with that being said, I love all y'all. Continue to um, chat in the comments.